Zombies. The word instantly pulls you into a world of horror movies, apocalypses, and endless dread. But what if we set aside fiction for a moment and looked at it scientifically? What if something like zombies, a biologically altered human, could actually happen? To find out, we need to understand what a zombie really is. Not a corpse reanimated by magic, but a living organism that's lost higher brain function. No empathy, no speech, no sense of self, yet still able to move, hunt, and react. A body alive, but a mind gone dark. So the real question isn't, can the dead walk? It's, can the living lose everything that makes them human and still move? And in biology, the answer might be yes. Now let's start small and with insects. There's a fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, the zombie ant fungus. It infects an ant, spreads through its body, and takes over its nervous system. The ant becomes a puppet, climbing high into the canopy and locking its jaws onto a leaf before dying. From there, the fungus bursts out, raining spores onto more ants below. That's not horror fiction, that's ecology, a microbe hijacking behavior to ensure its own survival. And nature has more examples. The Toxoplasma gondii parasite infects rodents and rewires their fear centers. Mice that would normally run from cats become drawn to their scent, guaranteeing the parasite reaches its next host. Then there's rabies, a virus that spreads through bites, attacks the nervous system, and causes violent aggression and loss of reasoning. Sound familiar? These are all behavioral manipulations, real-life examples of something very close to zombification. And now imagine one of those mechanisms jumping to humans and, or worse, combining. A virus that spreads through saliva like rabies, causes brain inflammation like Nipah or West Nile, and attacks the frontal lobe, the part responsible for decision-making, empathy, and morality. If the virus destroyed those circuits but spared the brainstem and motor areas, the infected person could walk, run, bite, and react, but not think. They'd be driven by reflex, not reason. By hunger and motion, not logic. A human stripped of consciousness, a biological zombie. From an evolutionary standpoint, it even makes sense. Viruses evolve to spread efficiently. Aggression leads to more bites. Bites lead to transmission. Fearlessness and hyperactivity increase contact rates. A pathogen that turns hosts violent would, in theory, spread faster. The same cold efficiency we already see in nature. Now let us be clear. True reanimation, the dead returning to life, breaks the laws of biology. Cells require oxygen, energy, and intact membranes. Once death occurs, decomposition begins almost immediately. No virus can restart that. But a living person losing autonomy, driven only by primitive neural circuits, that doesn't defy science. It's horrifying, but it's possible. Wanting to make it even more unsettling, the human brain already contains layers of behavior that echo this potential. Our brainstem keeps us breathing, blinking, swallowing. Our limbic system controls emotion and basic drives like fear and hunger. And our frontal cortex, the part that makes us, sits like a governor on top, regulating those impulses. If that governor fails, the animal underneath takes over. So a zombie, in essence, is a human with a broken cortex, alive but ruled entirely by instinct. The idea isn't far-fetched, it's familiar. Every time we see neurological diseases, brain injuries, or infections that alter personality or control, we see glimpses of this truth. Consciousness is fragile. Our humanity hangs on a thin thread of chemistry and neurons firing in balance. So maybe zombies aren't just monsters in fiction. Maybe they are a reflection of what happens when biology glitches, when the most advanced brain on Earth turns against itself. It wouldn't take magic or resurrection, just a mutation, a microscopic twist in nature's endless experiment. And that's the real horror. Not that the dead could walk, but that the living could lose what makes them human and still keep walking.